Again, this is a plan, nothing set in stone. The only projects so far approved by the county commissioners are the relocation, the exiting of staff from the annex to the 11th Street project, remodeling the 11th Street project, and then demolishing the court, the annex. So those are the only things so far that have been approved. The rest of this is all the vision, the plan, the long-term plan. Nothing set in stone, but we do want to say that this isn't a shotgun approach. We do have ideas on how we want to accomplish this. Anticipated funding sources for the 11th Street property, that will be from existing capital improvements. We do have that money available right now. The annex demolition will also be from existing capital improvements. And the library expansion will be from existing capital improvements and from the fundraising efforts of the library. The detention facility upgrades are from existing net proceeds of mines. And the new court complex from future net proceeds of mines and limited debt service. Okay, these are the anticipated funding sources. Now, as you all know, the funding picture changes daily. Someone brought up SJR 15. They're trying to take the net proceeds of mines away. That might happen, we don't know. But right now we have to plan for what we know, and this is what we know. And so this plan is going to have to be tweaked and adjusted as the years go by, and we move forward with getting the facility upgrades completed. Okay, the benefits derived. Benefits derived from relocation of offices from the annex. The operational savings are going to be huge because, like I said, over $40,000 just to heat the building last year, and the deteriorated state of the building, it's becoming a money pit for maintenance. We'll have a modern facility with better HVAC, stable electrical power supply, and upgraded technology. And this is going to help the productivity of our staff. They're not waiting for their computers to come up because it's 35 degrees in their office. And then we're going to relocate the county offices into the Ely Redevelopment District and increase traffic in that area. For those of you who aren't aware, the 11th Street area is an Ely Redevelopment District, and this will help increase traffic to that area for the city of Ely. With demolition of the annex, we'll eliminate a building that's become a money pit for the county and provide a new site location for the new court complex that already has utilities and a site footprint set. The benefits derived from upgrading the detention facility. First and foremost, it's going to provide a safer environment for county correctional officers and for the prisoners. It's going to provide for additional cells for current and future prison populations. There's also potential financial benefit because we're going to have excess capacity, not huge excess capacity, but some. And we have the possibility of housing prisoners from other jurisdictions in order to generate revenue from that excess capacity when it's not needed by the county. We'll also be able to provide cells for short-term juvenile detention, which eliminates the need to transport all of our juveniles to Elko and saves money. It saves time and effort of our employees, it saves wear and tear on our vehicles. It will also help us meet federal standards. The PREA will be met by putting in the new detention cells, and once those are in place, we'll transfer the existing prison population over to the new cells and we'll upgrade the old ones. So those cells will now be PREA compliant. It will enhance the exercise yard to make that federally compliant, and it will upgrade those existing cells for the federal compliance that's necessary there. On the library expansion, we've got larger meeting space equipped with video conferencing, providing expanded programming for all ages. Video conferencing will allow for increased professional development and educational opportunities. Study rooms for tutoring and proctoring of students or small group meetings. Enhanced and upgraded technological access in existing library to be able to move forward with ebooks and other kinds of technological advances that may be forthcoming. And the cooperative extension in the county library will better maximize resources to serve 4-H, children's story hour programs, and all the residents within the county. The new court complex is going to provide for the safety of the public and the staff during the judicial process through a secure court facility. And there will also be a cost savings from upgraded technology, allowing video conferencing and other options that will increase staff productivities. We won't have to find expert witnesses from out of state. We can just have them video conference in and go ahead and testify that way. And the same thing, the judge can video conference out to the prison here in Ely so that they can hold preliminaries and that type of thing via video conference instead of leaving their office and traveling out there. Overall benefits. The overall benefits of this plan is we are providing for the long-term facility needs of the county at a time when we have net proceeds of mines and additional revenues coming in. Operational cost savings, the newer your buildings are, the more cost efficient they become. Public safety and staff safety are paramount. We'll be able to provide better safety in the courts, for juvenile probation, for public health, for social services, for all of our departments. We'll be able to enhance the safety by having newer facilities with better security. We will maintain most of the offices near downtown Ely. This was a big concern when we talked about the master plan out on the highways, that we would be taking a lot of the offices away from the downtown area and causing the downtown area to have a huge reduction in its business. And this will maintain most of the offices near downtown Ely. We'll maintain some of the offices in the Ely redevelopment district as well, which will continue to help the traffic flow through that area. Social services, juvenile probation, and public health will be staying in that building. And then we'll be keeping a lot of those offices co-located. So this is a long-term plan. It's being done now because we have revenues available. When the mines close, when revenues go away, we will have an infrastructure that will last another 30, 40, 50 years, so that when we're back in the lean times, at least we'll have facilities, we'll have roofs over our heads. And I'll turn this back over to Lori for.
Thank you, Elizabeth. Hopefully that you can see that this has been an ongoing process. What I'd like to do now is give our department heads that have participated in this huge cooperative project. We didn't talk about who wanted to speak, but this is your time to talk about what your input was, the collaborative effort. And so, Bunny, you are a past commissioner. Bunny Hill, who is our social services director. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, we did have a big collaborative effort. All the offices within the annex got together. We looked at the square footage of the annex. Thankfully, Terry Novi was able to give us what square footage we had. However, as almost everyone probably knows, that is a hospital originally. And then offices were built. There's a tremendous amount of room in that building that is not usable. It's hallways, it's closets that are small or big. But anyway, we all got together and we worked with the square footage and worked with Terry in coming up with what we thought would be the best way to get us out of the annex and start the process. I know when I was a commissioner between 89 and 92, we wanted to get everybody out of the annex. I've been in the annex since 99, wanting to get out of it. Some days it is warmer outside than it is inside, and they were not kidding. There are mornings I have gone to work and had ice on the inside of my window, and sat there with my down coat, my snow boots on, and my gloves on, because it is 40 degrees and the heater is running constantly. and because of the power in that building, you cannot plug in an electric heater. Well, no, I should correct that. You can plug in an electric heater if you turn your computer off. So how effective is that? Your employees can't work. It's not. But we've worked through it. We sit there with an electric blanket on and try and do our jobs. And I know between juvenile probation, the public health nurse, and my office, all of us have HIPAA requirements. So we've agreed to go into the back of the building and all work together. And we looked at our square footage, and yes, it's going down, but we'll make it work. Fortunately, we all work together real well. So, and county employees do. It's just what we do. So we appreciate it, but we want you to know it's not just a short idea. This has been going on since the very early 90s.
Thank you. Okay. This is their opportunity to contribute. I want the community to be aware that we're not dictators, that it's important to us to have our employees, our department heads, they're the ones that are the backbone and make this county work. So I just think it's important that they get an opportunity to express their thoughts and views.
Hi, if you guys don't know me, I'm Jim Garza. I'm the Director of Community and Economic Development Office. And of course, my staff and myself, we're always appreciative to have an office to work out of. As long as the computer works, the phone works, we seem to be okay. However, bringing new economic opportunities into this market get kind of tough when you're dealing with multi-million-dollar corporations and you're bringing them through an office that has runs in the carpet and all kinds of stuff falling down in different places. Phones don't work exactly. I think I have more pigeons on my air conditioner than I do visitors in my office. We are looking forward to moving out into a more healthier building. I think that's what the key aspect is getting us into something that is more healthy. There's asbestos on the outside of that building, and I'm sure there's lead-based paint on the inside. It's just not healthy for county staff to be positioned in that kind of manner. So we are looking forward, and with your support, to move out to 11th Street in the Ely Times building. I know it'll be probably temporary for my office. We are looking forward to coming back to downtown. It's important for us to be close to the Chamber of Commerce because that's who we do a lot of work with. We'll have a lot of folks that walk back and forth between their office and ours. And I think it's a good investment for us. And it's only going to open the doors for us to have expansion area if we see other departments that need to grow. I see a lot of bright things in White Pine County happening here in the near future. I'm a firm believer of precious metal prices being up for quite a while. I don't see mine closing tomorrow. We have a lot of new industries we're working with that we're hoping to bring in. So I think we can support this type of move. And I'm looking forward to the library expansion as well, and Co-op Extension having a new office, and 4-H working in a new facility. Those are exciting times. And it's just not for us, it's going to be for our kids as well. And there's a lot of people in this community that have grandkids in this community. And we got to think about them too. Somebody's got to take my place when I retire. And I'd like to see them be in a much more healthier building than where I'm at now. Thanks so much for your support.
Beforehand, I had to come up. I am Patrice Lytle, and I am the department manager for the commission office. And I'm a fairly newcomer. I've been here not quite 2 years, but I can attest to the fact what these people have told you. While Bunny is freezing in her office on the other side of the building, the heater's going, full blast, you cannot turn it off. So I have to open the window to be able to keep a happy medium in the office. And that's just money going out the window because all your heat is, and you can't turn it off. So there's also, as Mr. Garza had mentioned, he's got pigeons. And the pigeon poop, okay, is horrible when they turn the air conditioner on. Do you guys know what is in pigeon poop? It is it's horrible. And they breathe this in their office. Now, I don't have that problem because I usually don't turn my air conditioner on. But it is horrible. And we are so excited. We have been planning with the conceptual floor plan that was passed out to us. And at first there wasn't a thought for the commission. I don't know what they thought they were going to do with the commission, but anyways, we've all really worked together, and EDC was really gracious enough to give us a small portion so that the commissioners can have a room to meet in. And yes, it's going to be an inconvenience for maybe 18 to 24 months, and we've wondered where is the commission going to meet during that time. We've had a couple of possibilities, and it looks like the commission will probably coordinate with the school district and use their school board office. Thank you. So they've given their consent to be able to do that, and we're very appreciative of that. But all of us in the annex are like a family, and we worked hard in making these accommodations so that people come together.
You know, one area that we haven't had as much discussion about is when we talk about our public safety building and juvenile and the jail and Sheriff Watts. You've been to these meetings and you've been a big part of it, and this has been very important to you. And you can help explain.
I'm gonna do it. I am.
Well, the sheriff's office has been there since, I believe they said it was built in '78. We have outgrown it. Not only have we outgrown it, but we have inmates that have been sleeping on the floor. We've had to buy we bought what they call boats to put on the floor with mattresses that they've been sleeping in. We're doing everything we can to keep the population down at this time. Also, the federal government has passed the PREA Act, which is the Prison Rape Elimination Act. And in order for when an inmate goes to court, and as soon as he is found guilty, he is part of the prison system when he is sentenced. We cannot house one that has been sentenced right now because we don't meet those federal standards. And until we do that, and if we do hold one for the state prison, they lose their A1 rating because then we are part of their system. So we have to follow in and come into those standards. We've completely outgrown. We've run the juveniles now up to Elko. As you're well aware, that's some pretty good storms at 1, 2 o'clock in the morning when we're trying to transport juveniles to Elko, to the detention facility. And kind of what we're looking at, and we would like to go talking with Mr. Melby, if we could add on to the facility here. We don't think we need to go and build a whole new facility. But if we could add on to this one, we could make a couple juvenile detention cells that are out of sight and out of hearing distance of any adult offender, and we could hold them, and then we could increase the jail population for the men and female block. There is a county right now within the state that is bringing $1 million a year profit in on their jail by housing other inmates. We have been talking to, I spoke with Clark County and possibly maybe housing some of their inmates to cover the cost of the new facility also. And if anybody has any questions, feel free to call or come by at any time.
Sure. Yes. Bill Calderwood.
Bill Calderwood, White Pine County Maintenance. And today I think for me the important thing to realize is, except for the purchasing of the 11th Street building, this is just a footprint that is being brought before you. Nothing's in stone, and that's why the meeting is here. And as far as the annex goes, that is a building that has complete sections with absolutely no insulation in it. Some of the sections on the other portion of the building, they have some newspapers that you can read if you get into that. It's 1/4-inch glass. Thin. It's still the original glass. If you look back at the annex and you kind of look at the glass, you can see the wave from the glass. I mean, this building condition is incredibly poor, and I wholeheartedly believe that the committee has done an outstanding job getting us out of that building. It is costing the taxpayers an incredible amount of money to be in there. I said it. I thought the number was $48,000 for fuel for that, but that's just for heat. Plus, we put in portable AC units that apparently spray. But anyway, so I wanted to comment on that. If there's any questions for me, I can do them now or towards the end or whatever, unless another department head is on.
Our district attorney, Kelly Brown.
I haven't been involved in these initial phases of moving staff out of the annex, but I can tell you I'm really looking forward to moving as many of them out of the courthouse as we can. Well, I'll miss you, but my staff is now on 3 different floors. I have staff people up on the 2nd floor with myself. I have 2 attorneys down on the 1st floor and 1 attorney down in the basement. And so it's really difficult for us to even know where my employees are. And it's very inefficient. When we have a jury trial going on, the witnesses have no place to wait for their turn to testify, so they come and sit in my office. And there's no work that gets done in my office when there's a jury trial going on. And those are some of the, just the convenience kind of things, but there's also some real safety problems at the courthouse. When an inmate comes in, and when I talk about inmates, we have trials there with convicted murderers. They walk right past my door. They walk within 3 feet of some of my employees. And if one of my employees happen to be down at the restroom coming up the hallway, they're going to walk right into these people. And there's security there, but for some people it's a little unnerving to go to work and see a man standing at your door with a shotgun. And that's what happens. And they have to have that kind of security because, like I said, these are some of these people are convicted murderers that we're dealing with. And we don't have security. There's several entrances to the courthouse. People walk in, and those are the stories that have been in the news lately. There was a deputy prosecutor murdered. The DA was murdered. That's happened in more than one location in recent weeks. A district attorney and his wife were both murdered at home. We have people that are unhappy with us. And as I said, we're spread out over 3 floors. There's people down in the justice court dealing with marital issues or people getting protection orders. And there's unstable people that are the subject of these orders that are going into these offices. There's nothing whatsoever to keep some of these people from just walking into one of my deputies' offices. We need that security. It's happened. We've had a judge shot in Reno in the last few years. We've had shootings at the courthouse in Las Vegas. And we're not immune from that. There are some very serious security issues at that courthouse that need to be addressed. And I think with this plan, we're going to be able to do that.
Thank you, Mr. Brown. I believe we have one more, and then we're going to go ahead and we're going to turn it over to our facilitator and take some questions.
So we have unstable buildings and unstable people in these buildings. My name is Chris. I'm the White Pine County Building Planning Department. No, they moved me out, so most of the unstable part's about right. But you know, buildings are constructed to perform for about 30 to 40 years, 50 years, today's standards. Codes cycle out about every 3 years. When they cycle out, that's because they're being generated to better create a healthier environment for people within these structures. We all live, work in these structures, whether it's our house or the gym or the swimming pool in this case. And these buildings are really getting antiquated. Our stock of homes and our buildings that we work in here are really getting. Do I really need the microphone?
Yes.
So you guys get on here